Hello and welcome to my new video. Today I want to make a short update on the current status of the safe lights. As you probably know, the first batch I start to ship few units. Unfortunately, I have a delays with the components and I don't receive all of them. I receive some of them, so I make a pre-assemblies of all of the lights. So they're here on my table and it's a lot of small parts. As you probably already know, I don't print them from the cheap plastic. I print them from the industrial kind of a grade ABS plastic on industrial grade 3D printer, and I also post-process a little bit the prints to look better in your hands. So for me, what is important, I don't want to print it from the cheap plastic, and at the same time I want to print from some plastic which is actually machinable, so I can a little bit post-process it. For example, I can make the surface looks better. It looks more professional than you print from the, for example, PETG or different types of plastics, which is like consumer use, because you can easily take a sandpaper and finalize your project. And it means you will get the final safe light with a much better quality than you can basically print at home, for example. And additionally, because I'm using proper calibrations, it's multiple parts which can easily assemble together. And what I also like about this type of approach, this printer is quite automatic, it's reliable, and I can print just overnight in 6 hours. I can print the 4 safe light top parts, and it will take almost the same amount of time for the bottom part of the safe light. So I start up overnight print on the safe light on the top sides, and as you can see, it's already starting to drawing some parts on top. So this is my small place in the workshop. I'm using this workshop to produce the safe lights, and as you can see, I have a Bambu X1E here, which is constantly producing parts for my safe light and also additional prints for the future projects. And I'm using this printer and I actually want to improve on that, so I have the printer at home, and this is one of the reasons why I taking donations in the coffee to have printer better than this one also in my apartment. For the next builds, I actually bought a lot of additional filaments, electronics, so it will help me to produce much more safe light in a much shorter time. And I hope one of the things will ship. For example, I will have one more printer at home which can print constructional materials, and it will unlock a lot of opportunities for the future projects. And I actually want to continue this endeavor because so far I see that for me personally and also for you, it's much better than you have a finalized product, and it's much easier to just buy the final part or product and you don't need to think how to produce it, where to produce it, especially if you're talking about something more complex like a safe light, which is rechargeable, and in the same time it requires some additional knowledge how to assemble it, where to source the parts, and it's a lot of small parts. And actually on the ramp up of my production, I spent quite a lot of time to actually sourcing some additional parts and actually have everything in house in the same time, because I don't want to really like go in a bulk buying of the all parts at once. And you know, it's much cheaper to buy them at bulk, and I will probably adjust price back and forth for the safe light in future. I'm not sure yet when I will see at least some reasonable amount of sold safe lights, because this is also important for me to have this project running, because it requires a lot of time for development and also it requires a lot of time to assembly, source parts, ship the things. So thank you everyone who actually supporting it, and I really like the endeavor what we have at the moment, and I really want to introduce new things for my darkroom and for your darkroom also. And the whole idea why I'm doing that is just I don't want to really like release cheap type of 3D printed products on the market. It's not my intention. I want to release product which will last long time, which is repairable. You can disassemble it if something is broken over like 10 years or something. You can basically replace parts and it will work again without any problems. And this is also one of the things why I'm using LEDs and not the normal lights, but I have a tendency with the fully analog lights, and probably some of the future products will use that. But in the same time, what I'm thinking that it's really good to have new products on the market which is battery powered, USB chargeable, and all of them kind of goes in the modern world in the same kind of a mentality that it's easy to use for everyone and it's not really like old looking type of things. And as I said before, I'm a little bit falling off from the printing and falling off from the development of film, and I want to go back As you probably see, I have a enlarger in my background, and I'm rearranging my darkroom a little bit. So now I have a table here for the manufacturing and assembly, and I also want to purchase a really great printer for my kind of a darkroom or small workshop to produce more parts with a better quality, and especially I want to produce it for the new projects. And after I stabilize delivery on the safelight, I will stabilize the manufacturing, kind of in-house manufacturing procedure. I will write down the manual for me personally, how to assemble it, what is the steps, which components I need, how many components I need in stock, and how many orders I have. When I finalize all of that, I will know how much things I need to have in stock, what is the lead time for the all things, which is actually creating much more problems than I think before. But probably if you never manufactured anything or never produce and deliver anything for your clients or customers, it's kind of a surprise. But honestly, this is one of the things which is bothering me, because like to assemble my product is for me quite easy, but in the same time it's a lot of moving parts, like lead time on some components, lead time on different components, printing of the parts, quality control of the parts, assembly of the parts, or processing of the parts, small bolts and nuts and things like that. And it's actually a lot of kind of components in one safelight. I know I can make it much simpler, but unfortunately this is not the thing what I want. I don't really want to create the simple printed product with a one LED in the battery, because it doesn't really sound like the real product which will last in your darkroom. You will probably use it, but you will use it for like a month and it will break, and this is not really what I want to produce. So my final goal is actually to make the custom parts in the next batches of the safelight, optimize production, and also maybe make it from the little bit more kind of a professional metal parts. Basically make a brass base, for example, for the safelight, and I also thinking to make a special glass cups. It's additional like really interesting project which I want to take lead at some point, but all that requires just flow of the people who are interested in the product. So I will also spend a little bit more time to get my safelight a little bit more popularized, especially in the darkroom community of the black and white. As you probably know, I don't print black and white, I don't shoot black and white. I'm kind of interested in that, but then just don't really have a time to do both. So I'm just stick with the color and really enjoy and really like the color. And I think things that I can find my friends, or I can find the different YouTubers who actually print and shoot in a black and white darkroom, and also who can review my product and just give me honest opinions like what it doesn't work. So this is also important why I selling through the coffee, because in the coffee you actually have a message, direct message. So if you purchase anything from me, you can directly ask the questions. And you can directly ask the questions me, where's the order, where's the part, it doesn't work, I don't like it, and you can ship it back and things like that. So it's a little bit more direct communication with the customer, which I really like more than just, you know, emptily sell it through some website and you never get back and you don't really know what I'm selling. And additionally, I kind of try to build the community of the people who actually purchase the first batches of the product, which I can iterate, I can communicate, and I think it's also important for some people to get involved as a user in this type of thing to help the development of the darkroom, development of the community. So at the moment, as you saw, I have a lot of safelights to assemble and they kind of are ready. I'm waiting for some parts. If you want to purchase the safelight, you can do it in the links below in a coffee. And it's really important for me that you support my channel, support me, support my endeavors in manufacturing, creating new tools for the darkroom, and there will be much more projects like that if I have a support. So thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.